Okay, it's been 5 minutes, and now we're going to remove the knife and the Kydex sheath from the form. Now I'm always very careful when I remove this. I kind of start to pull it up and I stick my hand in there to keep it from sticking to this side and then having everything fall out when I take the top off. Okay, well there we go. A very nice definition in the Kydex. You can see that that case is definitely formed to that knife. Okay, at this point I need to put in my other 4 rivets and I need to open up my holes for the string. Take a look at the knife I've got on here. Okay, so we need to get it into that shape. So, because of the way my neck knives are shaped with the little finger groove here, a little choil, that aids immensely in keeping it in the Kydex. Of course, it's a wonderful feature for the knife, but it also has a secondary function of holding it in the Kydex really well. I know that if I put my lowest rivet right here at the end of the choil and where the blade starts to form, if I put it in there, it's going to pinch just perfectly and give me just the right tension. What you can do is, if you have a partner, is one person holds the Kydex. If you don't know where your lowest rivets should be, one person holds the case and the other person takes turns pulling the knife in and out of the case. You see, if I was up here, if I had my rivets up here, it would be just too loose. If I was down here, I'd never get the knife out. So what you do is you say, how about this? And you have them pull it out. How about this? And you have them pull it out. How about this? And you pull it out. And then you'll find out exactly where the perfect balance is between being tight enough to keep the knife in there safely and yet still be able to get it out, in and out. Okay, so I know with these knives that the position's got to be right here. Having made 4,000 of these knives allows me to make a good educated guess without having to go through the procedure I just showed you. So, there's my marks. Okay, these 2 top holes I'm going to further enlarge with a larger drill bit. That's a 4.7 millimeter drill bit in that second drill over there. But I'll go ahead now and put rivets in these 4 holes. I'm holding them, see, with my fingers here in the back. Okay, now what we need to do is enlarge in these holes, and then we're going to cut the shape out and finish it up. This Kydex is really nasty stuff. You don't want to be grinding it without a mask. grinding it with the rough grinder. You can choose whatever other kind of finished edge you want. Okay, now it's a matter of taking your fingernails and picking off all the little feathers. After 10 or so Kydex cases, your fingernails are going to get all cracked up. You're going to need to cut them off with nail clippers, but this is the way we do it here. Okay, so I pretty much picked off all the feathers. Make sure you get the ones here from the inside. Then what I do is I literally buff the edges on my pants. And this gives it a really nice shine. If you do it on some denim here, do the edge here as well. And then we'll move over to my anvil again for the last finishing touches, and then we'll put the knife in there and see how it, I don't know if you can pick that up, but it's got a really beautiful shine to it now. It looks like a beautiful finish. Very low tech and very effective. Okay, the last thing we need to do is we need to get the dust out from the Kydex sheath. So what I do is I give it a little tap here. I don't blow into the Kydex. I just let inertia pull the dust out. Okay, so there's the case. The final shape that you end up with is just a matter of aesthetics. What you don't want to do is grind so close to your rivets that you grind into your rivets. So there's a balance there between making the case of Kydex really close to the original thickness of the knife and being too close and grinding into your rivets. But what you will find, and this is the reason why I've chosen to use leather rivets instead of grommets, is that the overall width of my cases can be a lot narrower and a lot truer to the shape and width of the blade of the knife than if you were using grommets. Okay, so we check the fit. That's a beautiful fit, really nice fit. Now I want to give you a word about the string that we use. At Carter Cutlery, we've chosen to use parachute cord for the string to attach your neck knife, and it's attached with a simple reef knot or a square knot in the back. There's some controversy over this. Some people say that we should be using chain, like dog tag chain, so that if somebody were to really pull against this knife, or if you got hung up in the bushes or something, then it would break away. Personally, I don't want my knife to break away from me. I want it to be good and sturdy, and in the 4,000 or so neck knives that we've made and delivered in the past 8 years, we've never heard of any incidents where people having a problem with the parachute cord. But I am just giving you an open warning now that, understand that parachute cord is not likely to break if somebody should come up behind you and take it and use it to choke you, or if you get caught. Personally, if someone, took this to choke me, I'd rather my neck knife be right there so I might be able to use it effectively in that situation, rather than it break off and now be in his hands. So that's a personal choice, but just be warned about that. So here is the completed Kydex sheath for this knife, and you can see that it's not all that complicated, and with experience you'll learn the intricacies of Kydex and just how many different ways you can use it and how you can stretch its applications. I hope you found this video informative. This is Murray Carter, and my trustworthy assistant Wes here is doing the filming, and you can see more at cartercutlery.com. www.cartercutlery.com.